Hi, so I'm Sophia Gardner. I'm a reporter for the Daily Collegian, and I cover the SGA. And I'm here with John Murray and Sophia Bloom, who are running for student government president and vice president in the upcoming presidential election. So I'm going to be asking them a couple of questions. Um, so the first question that I have for you guys is, what is your policy initiatives? And your time will start right now.
So one of our big policy initiatives is environmental justice. We're really committed to getting the university to commit to 100% renewable energy by 2032. We also have a number of other plans that relate to environmental justice. I won't go over all of them, but they are all on our Instagram with our full platform. We're also very committed to increasing food security on campus. We do not have a Swipe Out Hunger program as it stands right now. And I've done a lot of work with that in the past semester and will work on that as president. We also want to strengthen the No Student Goes Hungry dining initiative policy, and then just support general food security initiatives on campus. Um, and additionally, one of our major platforms is racial justice. There's a lot of momentum currently with Sonia's administration around that. We want to really continue that. And we want to promote the hiring of BIPOP staff and faculty, as well as providing RSOs dealing with racial justice more funding and support given the political climate that's going on right now. I don't know if Jack wants to add anything.
Right. So to add to the racial justice thing, mental health is a key issue on this. I mean, we have 77% of faculty and staff are white. When there's less than that percentage, it's like less than 3/4 of the student body. So it's not even a real reflection, and there's actually more. And so, especially in the mental health category, it's really important that we hire more BIPOC mental health counselors and just expand resources in general. A big thing is transparency. I mean, throughout COVID, the university has not been consistent or transparent at all in regards to the phasing. For example, during the high risk phase, they just, without communicating this to the planning board, the spring planning board, they just said, okay, all these student workers, whether they be on campus or off campus, they're furloughed for those 2 weeks. And so we're going to advocate for full economic justice for those workers.
Amazing. Okay. Next question I have for you guys is, why do you think that your ticket is specifically the best team? Why should people vote for you, and what do you bring to the table? And your time can start right now.
Yes, well, we think that we really are the best ticket because we have both the experience and we're a progressive ticket. Those two things put together, we think will make us a very effective team. We both have experience in the SGA. We were both senators last semester. I know I was like the vice chair of the Social Justice and Empowerment Committee. That committee has done a lot of work around trainings for the SGA and just commitments to racial justice in general. And I think that experience will really allow me to push that work through administration. Also, my work around food security, I've had to interact with administration a lot for that. So we think that given our current relationships with administration and in the SGA, it will make us really effective at pushing through our policies that we want to get implemented. Yeah, I don't know if Jack wants to speak on anything of that.
Yeah, just having a year, like one of our the main platforms of our opponents is that they're running on being outsiders and they criticize the bureaucracy of the SGA, etc. And so, like Sophia said, we both have the experience, and being freshmen during a pandemic and learning all these things during Zoom, we still bring a very like an outsider's approach to a lot of these things, because we've never met all these people in leadership in person, really, for the most part. So we're able to bring a lot of the things that other people have, and then we have that added experience, and we fill that progressive lane that, not to call out even Joe, but they got endorsed by the UMass Republicans while claiming to be progressives. So I don't really know how that works, but
And I would also just like to say, like, I think because of the fact that our experience in the SGA has been virtual, if it continues to be virtual, we will like we definitely have a firm grasp of how to handle that. But it also does kind of mean, I know me personally, I really try to stay out of like the politics part of the SGA. I kind of say that a lot of the stuff that I do, I just kind of want to work on my social justice changes and not get involved in all of like the drama and bureaucracy. So even though we do work with admin and things like that, I have really stayed out of a lot of the large issues the SGA has been having as far as transparency and cohesion.
If I could quickly add to that, I'm sorry. Like, so Sophia kind of has like a reserved type personality where she would be a great administrative role. While of course we would do both of these things, while I might have more of an outreach when it comes to like the student body and stuff. So we really think that that combination could be a really good ticket.
Great. And I have one last question for you guys. So how do you plan to support the entire student body, including students in different time zones with a variety of living situations, varying access to the internet, disability, or other challenges that might make them particularly vulnerable, especially given the pandemic? And how do you plan to represent the extensive student body specifically? And how will you ensure that the SGA is an anti-racist organization? So kind of how will you represent the entirety of the student body given all of the diversity?
Yeah. So I think I'll try to like take that kind of step by step. One of your things was mentioning that you wanted to see how we were going to represent students in other time zones. I know as a senator, that was a part of my platform as I was hoping to start increasing activities for people in different time zones specifically. So obviously like that is something that I'm committed to doing. Also, as I know we're very interested in like increasing sexual assault awareness on campus and increasing Title IX. And we want to implement the Survivors Bill of Rights. I know that's going up as a referendum question. So as far as like women on campus, I think that's going to be really important. As I said, racial justice is kind of one of the integral parts of our ticket and the things that we're hoping to represent. I know we definitely want to continue pushing for all of the RJC demands to be adopted by administration. And then similarly, like as we mentioned, mental health is a big thing for us, and we want to increase like access to resources for mental health on campus and support those organizations that work on it currently. Yeah, Jack, do you want to say anything about it?
One of the roles that I would hope to play is participate in the fall planning board and advocate for as many international students to be on campus so they kind of avoid that time difference. Hopefully by then we'll have all the vaccines and it'll be a far less risk to have more people at full capacity.
Yeah. So also, we've noticed that in the SGA currently, there's been a lot of like issues around outreach and people not doing enough outreach. And I think that's definitely something that as president and vice president, we would promote is increasing outreach to the student body, doing more polls and doing more surveys and trying to figure out really what people care about and what they would like us to be working on. Because first and foremost, that is kind of our job is we're meant to represent the student body and figure out what they want and how we can objectively implement that.
Yeah, as someone on the outreach and development committee, I'm already like, that's a key role of mine. So I would love to continue that. And so the last thing for an anti-racism campus, one of our opponents does have a lot of controversy that your platform has reported about racist and xenophobic tweets. So winning the election would actually prevent some racism or xenophobia in a high role.
Great. Well, thank you guys for being here today. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to chat with me. And elections start on Thursday, I think. So people can write in your name at that point. So thank you guys.
Great.
Thank you so much.